Back to life, back to reality. You too. What it do is your boy Benji, and we back on TV. This is the Ben on TV show, baby, but we got to talk about Friday Night Smackdown. Look, I felt like I was optimistic the last time I came up here and talked about Smackdown. I was relishing a little bit in the creativity. There was at least some solid matches. I have no idea what we just got. Patreon users, I'm extremely sorry. I just wasn't able to get this full episode up and live react to it because it was just pissing me off, bro. I'm just gonna give it to you guys straight. This show was bad. At the very least, RIP Hulk Hogan. That's where the show begins in reverence of the career of Hulk Hogan. Triple H lets everybody know none of them would be where they are if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan. A little somber. And we do get some thank you Hogan chants. And the crowd does cheer in reverence after the 10 bells. Supposed to get a segment that we should care about following this. Unfortunately, nothing in the show afterwards is anything that we should care about. Logan Paul comes out and the dude tries to goad the crowd into cheering for him. They were saying thank you Hogan. And he's like, hey, I thought you guys were saying thank you Logan. Don't stop and switch up on me now and boo me. Look, y'all know I have respect for Logan Paul. He's very talented. They're in his hometown of Cleveland, Ohio. And he lets the crowd know that he's one of the few people that made it out. Unfortunately, it's just tough for me to really care about this segment at all because Jelly Roll comes out and is on the mic. Guys, it's not even like I'm upset at Jelly Roll fighting a match. SmackDown's been limited to a 2-hour show. We have somebody like Jelly Roll making his appearance in the ring during one of the biggest PLEs of the year, Summerslam. Not terribly upset about that, but why? You have guys like Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre headlining this match. A guy like Logan Paul. I saw a stat the other day that they were talking about no wrestler who was born in the 90s has won a championship in the WWE. In specific, the world titles. Essentially, the flagship titles of your brands being held hostage by guys who are part-timers and old heads, OGs, unks. Let them boys go home. Let them boys go to sleep. You're riding on the coattails of guys like John Cena right now. John Cena, Jonathan Cena, the Peacemaker. Bro, he's got 100 other things going on right now. You're utilizing him in order to garner intrigue about wrestling this year. That's your biggest selling point. When he's gone next year, what will you do? You've got your talent like Logan Paul, Randy Orton, and Drew McIntyre just doing nothing matches. Like, let this guy get his Saturday Night's Main Event or something like that. Why is he in SummerSlam and you got guys who are actual full-time wrestlers like Carmelo Hayes and LA Knight who did not get on this show? It's just confusing. It makes no sense. But anyways, General comes out and talks about how he's fighting for the kids who were bullied and had nothing and had to make something out of nothing and make it out of the hood and the trenches, the slums. I don't care. No, you're not. Yeah, Drew and Logan beat up Jelly Roll. And again, this kind of gives me the same feeling that it does about Gunther. More than likely, Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre are going to lose. A win really doesn't do them any benefit, but a loss does them even greater disservice. Like, for example, over on Raw, we have a heavyweight champion who's parading around and calling himself the ring general and talking about how he's going to dismantle and absolutely destroy CM Punk. Nobody believes anything this dude says on the mic anymore because his last lineup of challengers has been absolutely nothing to brag about. You don't care anything about Gunther because what he's saying holds no weight. The problem is now, if these guys go into this match and lose against Jelly Roll, I understand that we've seen plenty of celebrity matches, we've seen plenty of celebrity appearances. This is SummerSlam though. I didn't come in to see this, especially since we've got a plenty of wrestlers who can't get no TV time. And TikTok, John Cena is going to be gone. Guys like Roman Reigns, CM Punk, heading right towards the end. Randy Orton's heading right toward the end. Randy Orton is a 14-time WWE champion, bro. 14 times. Drew McIntyre is a former WWE champion. 2025, he just said to hell with all that stuff. Even though I was able to finally get out from that CM Punk feud. And the guy that took me out, Damian Priest, I'm just going to forget about anything that he did to me. And now I'm going to pursue Jelly Roll. So pointless. Speaking of nothing matches, we then get Alexa Bliss matching up against Roxxane. Don't really know why they're matching up. Don't really care. I mean, the last couple weeks we had at least seen Roxanne's initiation process into the Judgment Day, taking this person out, taking that person out. Now, they're supposedly supposed to be fighting against Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. You have somebody like Charlotte Flair who's a decorated champion. Somebody like Alexa Bliss is a decorated champion. Nobody's getting any mic time. They're not building a story. There's nothing really behind this. It's just a nothing match that ends in a ridiculous moment where Roxxane is trying to lift up Charlotte for a powerbomb, and obviously she's trying to set up Alexa Bliss, but they're just kind of standing there looking at each other. Eventually, Alexa Bliss does a twisted bliss off the top rope to Raquel on the outside of the ring, and she butters herself up. That leads to a Roxxane roll-up, so they win. If you remember, last week, Charlotte did the exact same thing, so now they're both 1-1, and this is going to lead to a big tag team match. Charlotte and them are winning, so it would probably be more impactful if we got them talking on the mic to each other instead of Charlotte and Alexa talking backstage about how they're going to cheer for one another and we're all going to be good friends. Yay. So, yeah, what a match. For, like, another insane reason, we had our president, who's not really president anymore because he's not holding the championship belt, but Miss Chelsea Green backstage talking about how she should be awarded this opportunity, that, this. If you recall, Jade Cargill is our queen of the ring. Jade Cargill hears what Chelsea's talking about and starts attacking her. This eventually spills out to the ring from backstage and culminates in a match. It's absolute squash. The Secret Service, again, is pointless. They attack Jade after the match. And Tiffany Stratton starts running to the ring to rescue Jade Cargill. Literally on Monday, just a few days ago, the Secret Service did the exact same thing to Io Sky and Stephanie Vaquer. Why? We have no idea. Maybe that could have been explained today. All we really get is that Chelsea's upset that she didn't win Queen of the Ring. Why is Tiffany Stratton coming out here to save Jade? So apparently there's just no feud. They're just fighting out there for the fun of the sport. Whatever. I'm not going to be overly upset about that. But I definitely didn't want to see her running out here to save Jade Cargill. Why would you even save her? Just so she can be in tip-top shape so that you guys can have a quote-unquote fair match? That wouldn't make any sense. Because Jade Cargill's out here fighting matches when Tiffany Stratton is not. But they're wearing like the same outfit. Again, this is like, about how many times does Tiffany Stratton do this? Is this purposeful? Is this supposed to be intentional? As it say, Tiffany's like, give me my belt back. And Jade's like, no, this is my belt. And then they just start doing like a tug of war over the belt. That is, okay. Cody Rhodes comes out. Nobody in the crowd cares about what this guy has to talk about. He gets on the mic and tries to beg John Cena to come out like the John Cena of old. Running to the ring, acknowledging Stu. Supposed to be our good guy. Our QB1. Begging John Cena, the heel, to become a babyface again. So they can have supposedly a fair match. The babyface John Cena is the real John Cena. The show. But the show just keeps getting worse. So, Jacob Fatu is backstage on the mic talking about the things he's going to do to Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline. Because he's been in that pen. He's also been reduced to somebody who's just using catchphrases, which I guess is what the WWE enjoys. That's what they want the wrestlers to do so that they can subsequently sell merch. So he's not really going to say anything of interest or intrigue on the mic. But again, since they're in Cleveland, Ohio, they revived The Miz. Many of you probably forgot about. He talks about the guy who took him out for the last 6 weeks. I don't even know what the heck he's talking about. I don't think any of us even remember nor care about that instance. Supposedly, Jacob Fatu took him out. Look, guys, I don't even remember this. Was a Miz a big player? But he just is like, oh yeah, I'm going to go out to the ring and fight you. Remember this thing where we had a whole Mellow Dome Miz? That's just gone. I don't know what the freak. Mello was supposed to be learning from a legend, and no one cares. Damian Priest, where is he? Don't know. Aleister Black, the guy that the Miz and the Mello were feuding against, we don't see him today, but we do at least get a video promo. These two match up, and it ends the way we all thought it was going to end. Solo Sikoa and the MFTs show up and interrupt. This leads to a brawl, and for some strange reason, the MFTs have probably looked worse than the Secret Service. It's 4 on literal 1. And then Jimmy Uso comes out thinking he's going to save the day. He comes out with a steel chair, starts whacking people with it. He hits Tala Tonga, the tallest Tonga, with a chair. Look, yo, just look at look at Jason Mateo. Like, dude, talk about people that just don't belong. Look at Jason Mateo here. But anyways, hits him in the back with a chair, and Tala Tonga just shrugs it off. So looks like Jimmy's probably gonna miss SummerSlam. He's gonna miss that like he missed WrestleMania. And yeah, this is pretty rough. I mean, if you really had to think about it, majority of the people that we got behind last year are just not going to be in some of the major PLEs this year. I mean, Bianca Belair will not be at SummerSlam more than likely unless she interrupts in a match or something like that. Yeah. We then get an Andrade and Rey Fenix versus the Wyatts match. The other tag teams interrupt. The only good news that comes of this, our GM, Nick Aldis, decides to, on the fly, let everybody know that their match is going to be a TLC match. And not is it going to be just the Wyatts and the Rey Fenix and Andrade matchup. No. It's going to include like all 40 tag teams, which at the very least, this will probably be the best match out of SummerSlam. This will be probably the one match that people are talking about out of SummerSlam. For that, thank you. That's it. That's it. This is what the show ends on. That was the main event. Yeah, I know. Dude, again, this is why I was upset. This is why I was done with SmackDown. Again, if you did not watch any SmackDowns from WrestleMania to SummerSlam, you would be probably confused as to how they got where they got. But the people that are watching the shows are confused how they got where they got. How did anything that happened in WrestleMania lead to where we are today? It doesn't make sense. It's completely confusing. And even if you're watching on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis, it still wouldn't add up to you. The only good thing, again, is that we're going to get a TLC match for the tag titles, which we should have got at WrestleMania. The only match that I would probably argue there's a little bit of storyline behind. And that's been one thing I will absolutely give to them. They've been building this for absolute months. Bravo. I'll shake your hand. But y'all let me know what y'all feel about this episode of SmackDown in the comments below and what you're excited to see. Let's not forget that SummerSlam is next week. On to the next one.